Hello, my friends. We are going to continue our work with NF5, changing denominators from 10 to 100 or 100 to 10. And today we're going to add in adding and subtracting. All right, so we are going to go to NF5, page 4. Okay, it looks like this. Now let's look at the top. It says add fraction parts, tenths and hundredths. When adding fractions with the denominators 10 and 100, you must create an equivalent fraction so that both have the denominator of 100. Remember, when we add fractions together, we have to be adding the same size pieces. We can't add tenths or hundredths because 1/10 is a whole strip and 1/100th is just an itty bitty box. So if these were candy bars, if the squares were candy bars, and someone said, add 1/10 plus 1/100th, well, we can't add that unless we make them the same. So we're going to be changing the tenths to hundredths, and then we're going to add. So let's do it, starting with number 1. Okay, hopefully you guys can kind of do this in your mind a little bit. So I need to change both denominators to 100. So I'm going to multiply 10 times 10. That's going to make that 100. So I'm just going to make that 100. And if I do it to the bottom, I have to do it to the top. So what is 6 times 10? That is 60. Now I can add those fractions together. 60 plus 18 is 78 over 100. Okay, pretty simple. All right, let's try this one. We have to change the denominator to 100. So I multiply 10 times 10 is 100. And now I have to do it to the top. What's 5 times 10? 50. Now I can add the fractions together because they have the same denominator. So 50 plus 20 is 70 plus 4 is 74 out of 100. All right, next one. We're going to change this to 100 times 10. Okay, we did 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 1 is 10. So 44 plus 10 is what? 54 out of 100. Okay, can you do the next one? What's this one going to be? Times 10 is 100. Times 10 is 30. 30 plus 15 is 45 out of 100. Are these pretty simple? Can you guys do the last 4? Ready, go. All right, do you almost have those last 2 done or last 4 done? All right, let's check them. So you should have 93 out of 100, 81 out of 100, 102 out of 100. Oh, that's an improper fraction because improper fractions have what? Or proper fractions have big bottoms. This is not a big bottom. And 89 out of 100. Easy peasy. All right, let's read number 9 together. Carter read 2/10 of a book on Monday. He read 34/100 of a book on Tuesday. What fraction of the book did Carter read in all? So we are going to be adding 2/10 plus 34/100. We need to change this to a common denominator with this. So we multiply by 10, multiply by 10. We add 54 out of 100 in all. All right, last one. In a survey, 4,200 students chose fantasy as their favorite genre, and 4/10 chose mystery as their favorite genre. What other students chose different genre, and what fraction of the students chose fantasy or mystery? All right, so there's 2 questions. So let's answer the first one to start with. What fraction of the students chose fantasy or mystery? So fantasy or mystery, we would add 4/200 plus 4/10. Okay, so we would do this. So we want to see this is fantasy, this is mystery. And the last question says, what fraction of students chose fantasy or mystery? So we're going to times by 10, times by 10. So we have 82 out of 100. Now, the second question says, what other students chose a different genre? Oh, the other students chose a different genre. Sorry. What fraction of the students chose fantasy or mystery? Oh, we don't even have to figure that out. But if we were going to, the leftovers for 100% would be what? 18 out of 100. But you don't need to worry about that. This is your answer. 82 kids chose fantasy or mystery. All right, so that was page 4. Go to page 5. All right. So on page 5, we're going to be doing the same thing, but this time you're going to fill in the little squares to show the sum. Okay, so we have 5/10, which is the same as what? 50 hundredths, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, plus another 13. So we'll go 10 plus 3 more is what? 63 hundredths, and I have 63 colored in. All right, you're going to finish these problems. Ready, go. So number 2, you should have 48 out of 100. Okay, do number 3. All right, number 3, you should have 96 out of 100. Okay, now do number 4. Oops. Mrs. Nelson made a mistake. I gotta fix that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2. All right, last one. 72 out of 100. There we go. All right, number 5, it says, in Helen's garden, 23 hundredths of the flowers are red, 4/10 are pink. The rest of the flowers are purple. shade in the model to represent, or on the right, to represent Helen's garden. So what fraction of the flowers are red or pink? So 23 hundredths of the flowers are red, 4/10 are pink. So if we add those together and change that, 40, 50, 63 out of 100. So if we color in, I'm going to use a different color. I'm going to do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 63. I wish I would have had pink or red, but that's how much is either pink or red. So the fraction right here, it says what fraction of the flowers are red or pink? That is 63 out of 100. And what fraction of the, oh, oopsie. It says purple here and yellow here. Change this yellow to purple. So what fraction of the flowers are purple? So this leftover amount are the purple ones. So I have 10, 20, 30, and then 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So 37 hundredths are purple. And if I added 63 plus 37, I would have 100% of my garden. All right, good job, my friends. Move on to page 6. All right, page 6 and page 7 are going to be very similar to what we've done. I'm going to have you do page 6 on your own. You can pause the video right now and do it, or you can do it afterward. Again, you're just going to look at the fractions, change them into hundredths, and then add. Now, the only difference with page 7, skip with me to page 7. The only difference with page 7 is now we're moving to subtraction. But my friends, you do it exactly the same way. You change the tenths into hundredths, and then you subtract. So I'll do a couple of these with you, and then I'll let you do these on your own. So I change this into 10 over 100, and now I subtract. 63 minus 10 is 53 over 100. Okay, let's do this one. I'm going to change this one to 50 over 100. And now I'm going to subtract. 85 minus 50 is what? 35 over 100. Okay, change this one. 40 over 100, I subtract. 48 minus 40 is 8 over 100. I'm going to change this. 80 minus 25, 80 minus 20 is 60, and 60 minus 5 is 55 over 100. All right, my friends, you are going to finish this page with subtraction, page 7, and you're also going to finish page 6 that we skipped. Okay, so today's assignment are pages 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, my friends, excellent job adding and subtracting fractions with a denominator of 10 and 100. Excellent work. Bye-bye.